It seemed like the refs kind of let you guys play. There weren't a whole lot of fouls called. How do you think your team handled that?
I thought it was good. I mean, both coaches, I'm sure, we're going to complain regardless. But I like the level of physicality. We have to learn to play through it, and I thought we did tonight. Ideally, that sets kind of a tone or tempo for your postseason play. So it's good that we can respond well and kind of play through those things and still have success.
Wes, how was KP able to take advantage of their mismatches so well?
Well, I mean, he's 7'3", so
he doesn't always do it though.
No, I mean and they were physical for sure, and they're gonna try to cross match and put a smaller guy on him, and just kind of get into his legs and limit his space and mobility. I think he got a couple early, just in transition where they were just down the floor. He walked into 2 threes, I think, early in that first half. And then he was able to get some post-ups, and play mid-post area, which is, we've seen him do it. So, I didn't think it felt forced. So I like the balance of him spacing, going to the nail, working the post-ups versus switches. It just wasn't every possession, which, I think is great. You can space at times, open up the floor. We got some small situations and small rolls to the rim, as well as, him rolling below coverage and getting paint catches. So it's pretty good balance.
Coach, great win against a very solid team. What was the message pregame to get the results you did today?
I think it was just, once again, it was about us. That, we felt that you look across the room and it felt sometimes like it's a away game. And I don't know, I think I got our guys going a little bit. They played with a chip on their shoulders, and it was good. We've had issues with this team. And the fact that we could play as well as we did, play through the level of physicality, play through the switching, a number of areas that have given us problem at times and have success. So it was a good night.
How big of a night was this for Deni, not just numbers, but kind of the spirit with which he played?
Yeah. I think he's now strung 4 really good games together. And it's the pace, the thrust that he's playing downhill, hitting the level of aggression. He doesn't get sidetracked after a bad possession or maybe a missed shot. He just keeps playing. I like the fact that he's playing downhill more. He's been good all year in pick and rolls, but just in transition, I think is an added development for him.
KP, at what point, it was pretty early on, but at what point do you feel like you guys kind of found your groove tonight?
I think early on, very early. We started with good energy. We knocked down some shots, and they were missing a lot of shots, a lot of open ones, a lot of good looks for them that were just missing, and they were just playing uphill the whole game against us. We were rolling, everything was happening for us, and they were just playing uphill. So we took advantage of that, and they had no rhythm offensively, and second half was also good. Shout out to Deni. Deni was incredible. And after those celebrations, he needs to get back. That's my only criticism. But other than that, he's been playing great.
For understandable reasons, the locker room kind of vibes have been a little bit more flat, I guess, than they have been at previous times during the season. What does a win like this do for you guys, just from that standpoint?
I think it definitely gives us good energy. We don't ever think about anything else but to compete and win games. And winning at the end gives you a swagger, and we've been missing that lately, So always a good win like this always lifts up your spirits and makes you feel good as a basketball player.
This was a game where the refs kind of let you guys play in terms of not many fouls were called. It seems like you guys were really the aggressors in that regard. Saw kind of Deni get into it with Marcus Smart. What did you think of that and the way you guys kind of set the tone?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a physical game. I don't know, team number wise, but I didn't get to the line as much as I usually do. But it was going both ways. Some contacts were not being called on as fouls for us also. So it was a physical game. They allowed to play more or less, I would say, even. And Deni, I think, strives in that kind of game where he can be physical, use his body on both ends, and he played incredible. Honestly, like all those, like everything that he did was quality. So I'm happy about Deni.
KP, you've mentioned over the years passing out of double teams has been something you've been working on and have improved on every year. Tonight especially, it seemed like you were in control in that area when you caught the ball in the mid-post. Can you walk me through a little bit of your thought process when you catch the ball in the mid-post and you face up and you might see a guy come from one direction, maybe two guys come at the same time. Can you walk me through what you're looking for and what you're seeing in those circumstances?
It depends. A lot of those decisions I just make instinctively, but the main thing that I look at is who is guarding me, and from that I can kind of read if they're going to help more or less, you know, and if it's a stronger defender, it's going to be less of a help, and but still, you know, I try to make the right reads, but the first read I make is who's the primary defender, and then go from there, and you know, we make some adjustments. Like sometimes when a shooter like Corey, for example, gives me the ball in the post, I don't want him to cut. I prefer him to stay right there and see if his defender baits and digs, and I could just kick right out for a quick three for him. So little things like that we're, I think, building our chemistry as a team, and the more time we get to play together, the better we'll look.
Deni, you tied a career high tonight. What was working for you offensively?
I'm just not overthinking, I guess. Yeah, I just trying to make the right decisions, trying to be aggressive, and put in a lot of work. And I guess I'm just not thinking. I'm just playing my game, making plays for others, and I have the ball, and I feel great. That's about it.
It seemed like you and Marcus Smart were kind of having a back and forth.
Yeah.
Can you kind of take us inside that game within the game?
I don't know. I kind of got pissed when they called the offensive foul, and then I went back at him and I finished over him, and then I guess I talked a little crap, but I mean, he went right back at me and hit a three, so you know, it's kind of like we're tied, you know. So it was a funny moment. I mean, the bench loved it. Oh yeah. I told him, hey, let me talk some. You know, like I was laughing with him, and then Kuz came too, and he was like, yeah, you should talk to him, and he was saying how he will get a tech if he did it to me. So it was kind of a funny moment.
Deni, KP, he was just in here, and he was just speaking about how proud he was of you and like your growth. Can you speak on your relationship with him and just how it's grown over the course of the season, and just if he's been a mentor to you or encouraged you in any way?
He wants the best of me, and I respect it. You know, like we've done a similar path. He came here young from Europe, and he understands what I'm going through. And in bad times, he is there for me, and in good times, he celebrates with me. And I feel like, you know, we established a great relationship, and you know, on the bad days of his, like he uses me. I'm elevating him. Like we're always laughing together and talking, and I feel like all the team is kind of like our chemistry is really good. Everybody is just great humans before they're players, and I think that's the most important in the locker room. And I feel like that's a secret to a winning team. Of course, we didn't manage to win a lot of games this year, but you know, it's something you need in a team is great human beings, and I feel like, you know, I have a great relationship with KP, but everybody is really supportive.
Deni, to get a win like this over a tough team, what does that say about you guys as a unit?
I just love that we didn't think. We didn't say, oh, we're playing versus the Boston Celtics. They're playing for the #1 seed. And we didn't back off. Like, we didn't think, like, before the game, let's just not, like, lose by 20. You know, we were there and be like, okay, let's win. Let's try to win. You know, and even when we were up 20 and 25, you know, I said that and Corey said it to me also. It's like, let's not play to, like, keep the lead. You know, let's play to actual win and, like, actually keep going and make it 30 and make it 40. Like, I feel like that's what we did. And you know, having a win versus that team means a lot about us as players, and it means a lot about our mentality. So I loved what we did today.